What's up, boys? Today we're going to be taking another look at Sea of Survivors. It's been consistently getting updates and had a major one fairly recently. So there's this new crew mechanic, but I can't exactly figure out what they really do because he has this really difficult quest to complete to unlock some of his stuff. Collecting 3 different fish seems to be pretty difficult. And then there's also these maps where you can sort of explore them and know where the locations are, or you can completely start over with a random one, but we're not going to do that. I have 2 weapons close by to my start, so I think getting those will help out the early run quite a bit. And I really like the item system in the game, actually. Prevent crewmates being lost at sea when sunk. So this doesn't have anything special. We'll put that towards the outside, but if there are any stats that you really like maybe cooldown reduction or something to have very fast attacks, you can put those towards the middle of it, and the more items that they're touching... no, I do not want to do that. The more items they're touching, the more stats they'll each give, so you can kind of super focus stats that you really like, which is pretty cool. I have all of these, so I guess we can just see what that's about. Another weapon over there. We'll keep heading to the west, I think. Let's see, this doesn't actually have a cooldown stat on it, so we don't actually gain anything from that. That's unfortunate. So these are where the fish come from. You kind of have to give up a level and a spot on your thing for them, but I mean, there's nothing else, so I guess we have to do that. So I'll put all the useless stuff towards the outside, and then the good stats we'll put towards the inside so they touch as many different things as possible. Unfortunately, we haven't found any relevant stats for the build yet, so probably a bit of a rough start. I should probably do a little bit of grinding so we aren't completely useless out there. I believe the enemies get stronger the further away from the start you go. Damage works, projectile speed. Ooh, I want to try a bunch of that with the anchor. So this isn't one of the ones that grows stronger near other things, it's based on the feast types of things. How much does that give? 90, that's about 5%, I think? It's not a lot. How much is that? That is about 4%. So we kind of need a lot of feast treasures for those ones, I guess. But yeah, I'd love to try a bunch of projectile speed with the anchors and see how they feel with that, just constantly blending anything that comes close to me. I'll grab the gold over here and then probably start heading over to the weapons now. You can actually move with the mouse now instead of the standard vehicle controls, which is what they had during the demo, I think, where you like hold down W and then steer with A and D. That's always felt kind of awkward to me, so chance of crit, that's fine. We can put that towards the center, and I think this is 5 per thing it's touching. Actually, yeah, 5 per thing it's touching, I guess nothing on its own. So by touching 3 here, we get 15 crits on that. So if we fully surround it, that'll go up to 30 crit total, so that's pretty nice. And then for each of these islands, there will be like an objective you have to complete near this one. This one is survive 30 seconds here, and I think it also sends like large waves of enemies at you. Some of them will be like killing a certain number of enemies or fighting a boss or something, I think. Faster in the Grand Deep. So there are like different regions on here depending on how far away you get from the starts. I don't remember which is which. Can I open the map here and see? No. Okay, we'll take some early XP and have that touching a decent number of stuff as well. And you can see the crits going up since we added one more to that. Oh, the speed went up as well. Is that a... Oh, it is a feast. Okay, that's actually... Wait, that doesn't scale based on the number of things it's touching then. We can have that on the outside then. And have the cluster stuff more towards the inside. Yeah, the mouse movement feels a lot more precise. We're still kind of weak right now, so it's still hard to avoid even with that being a lot easier to use. Spawn doubloon chests over time scales with crit chance. We do have some of that. So we can have this around the outside as well. Let's put it over there. If I get another weapon, I'll probably have it there so that it's already linked to everything in the middle. projectile speed and range. Okay, that's the thing that I want to stack, I think. How much is that? Touching one thing? 90 would be about 5% as well. But with all of those, it's not bad. I think that's pretty good. Then we can go to the next one. I might want to stop up there for some repairs first. We're already at half HP, even though I'm doing my best to avoid everything I can here. I think it could use some base regen for the ship, just for the, like, kind of unavoidable damage in the early game. Either that, or maybe I need to spend a bit more time grinding before I head out on the weak enemies, so I don't really take much damage before I really have any stat boosts. Let's see, we left a chest back there, but we're at the repair thing already, so may as well top up here real quick. So these will heal you a little bit over time, actually, during that thing. But you still have to fight waves of enemies, so that kind of cancels it out a bit as well. Experience, crit damage, and armor. Let's go with a bit more early XP. That's a cluster item, so we'll have it over here. So we get some extra XP, and then projectile speed for touching that one. Health, fish, doubloons. How much does that give? 150. Honestly, let's just try and get the 3 fish for that stupid thing, I guess. So we have a tuna, and I think there are only 3 here, so if we get one more of those, that should do it for whatever that bonus is. Another projectile speed sounds cool. Put that right in the middle and really pump that up. It's really not repairing me a whole lot due to the enemy waves on top of that. So we could finish that off. I feel like I'm kind of struggling right now and I don't want to go too greedy, so I think we're going to take the crit chance, just to really pump up the power right in the middle of everything. And then we'll hopefully find the other fish later on. I don't want to completely throw the run just to find out whatever that is. I'm not even sure if we keep it if I die here. Merchant chips, I think that's the little mini-boss we just killed. Double merchant chests. Health, doubloon, and experience in front of the ship. So I'm thinking we go here so we get a little bit of healing in combat. Just having those constantly spawn in front of us, and then we'll get extra XP as well. Could help out in the long run, I feel like. One treasure into a random damage. So that sounds pretty good since it's a feast and we have several of those already. Let's see what that looks like. +6, that's not bad. Bit of projectile speed on top of that, sure. I guess if you could have every item be part of the feast set, that might actually be better just so that they're completely independent of the positioning. So we're done here. We'll have to take the nearby weapon there, I guess. Or head up to there and grab 2 weapons there. This is closer, so it'll probably be a bit easier to pull off, I think. Hopefully we start getting some health pickup spawns from that one thing. Oh, can I see what air... Okay, we're in the Grand Deep, so that compass would have worked. And can you see what's out here? No. I think around here is where the next biome is. So maybe half of the map distance, it looks like. pick up crit damage and movement speeds. Probably crit damage since we have some decent crit chance already. So we need to kill 20 enemies for this one. I don't think I can avoid him with my positioning there. And if you run into the island, you actually take a lot of damage, so definitely avoid that. Damage enemies and the player, that sounds very risky. We have the anchor evolution, which spins in both directions. That sounds pretty good. Let's go ahead and lock that in. Especially with the projectile speed we're trying to go for. It just feels like the game is missing a bit of healing right now. Since you have to move around, you can't always avoid stuff, it feels like. The movement is a bit less precise than in most bullet heavens. Although the mouse does feel a lot better than the old control scheme. So we'll probably want some base damage there. How does that look with a bunch of stuff? About 10%, not bad. And then next up, I think we'll head to that, and then what is that? I don't actually remember. We could also do a bunch of treasure into a weapons cache over there. And since we're already close to that, I think that might actually be a bit easier to pull off. And we really need to avoid damage right now. Try and get him in the anchor orbits without running into any of the sharks, hopefully. $100 health for every 500 enemies sunk. Okay, that would help a lot. Damage for each chest opened with a pistol. Okay, that would help a lot as well. Closest weapon lights enemies on fire on hit. Okay, all of these sound really cool. I think because we got this fairly early, I'm going to try for the pistol, and hopefully this isn't too greedy. I'm curious how good that is. So we're at 67. And then we'll have to see how that goes up as we open more chests throughout the run. Then let's make sure we're on course for that again. Directly to the east, it looks like. Pick up all the random chests and hope we get some healing off of those. Doesn't seem to be the healing pickups very often. Oh, those are submarines, we have to avoid those. So it looks like 2 damage for every level up. That's pretty good if you get early enough then. Crit chance, so that's the only thing we can really use here. 60%, not too bad though. I wonder, does the repair thing refresh? Probably not, but that would be kind of a game changer if it did. So 30-second survival here. Lots of submarines trying to surround me. $600 horde gain amount for 5 shots. So if we collect like 600 pickups on the ground, like the coins and the healing things and stuff, We gain extra attacks on the weapons for 5 attacks, I think it is. Projectile amount. Oh, that could be pretty helpful. We're at 3 on that. And that doesn't have anything special about the positioning, right? Yeah, it just needs to connect the weapons, which should be pretty easy. So 33% boost to that, not bad. We got that almost directly south to the next point. That's a lot of sharks. Try and grab all the mystery pickups. Here a bit to the west now. Kind of hard to control where I want to move due to all the sharks and submarines though. Those barrels are really bad if you run into them too. Pick up armor cooldown, so we'll have to do armor here. Plus 15. Well, at least it's a bunch of weak ships that should be very good for the anchors. Crit damage while you have doubloons, drains doubloons over time. 2,000 doubloons. I guess we could actually try that and not grab any other weapons. 5 amounts is a lot. Although we're at oh! I must have the cartridge active right now. We definitely weren't at 13 earlier. But that should be a pretty big boost. We have to avoid all the weapons now though. This is just a regular item. Fish for every fish you have. Well, that should finish the quest. Oh, it's random. Wait, that doesn't even help me then. We need one of each. And I don't think more than one does anything. So we skip that, gain some XP. That gives us a level. And we can go crit or damage. So we're constantly ramping that up, so I think crit makes more sense here. Then we should have one more fish, which is the wrong one. That's unfortunate. But we got a level off of that kind of at least. Faster in the shifting isles, so that must be the second biome once you get pretty far away. XP pickups, projectile amount. Ooh. Although, I guess we have so much it's not that good. Let's try some rerolls then. Maybe there's something that can give me some healing here. Fire rate? I don't think we have a fire rate stat. Yeah, that's just the bonus from being a feast thing. Doubloon haul, treasure into a random treasure. I guess another reroll. Chosen treasure, move faster in the Grand Deeps. Please, just give me some healing, man. Move speed, oh, HP pickups. Okay, that helps a lot. Thank you. I just need to survive a bit longer to let that do some work. Alright, probably time to move on then. We'll go treasure there, but we want to avoid the weapons now. So it might actually be better to grab like the treasure over there since I have a lot more revealed. It's a longer trip, but we could get more overall. I'm not sure what the thing does. I guess we can kind of go here and then a straight line to the left anyways. Ooh, projectile speed and range. 3150. I think we're close to double the base amount now. Trying to avoid as many of the barrels as possible and grab all the HP pickups. So that's the next item thing. Another survive 30 seconds. Should be pretty easy with the absolute blender we are now. Closest weapon, 5 charge per health healed. So the weapons will attack more if you heal. I'm not sure if the anchor uses charge, it's just always active, right? I don't think it does anything here. I'll put this in just in case, and then maybe we remove it later if it doesn't do anything. There should be something in the top left for it if it uses charge, but I don't see the anchor up there. So I don't think it even uses that system for that one weapon. Critical damage, cooldown, experience, so we'll have to go critical damage there. Yeah, I think the anchor is classed as a melee weapon and they're just always attacking. We need to find the next place now, skip the weapon, see whatever that tree thing is, I guess. Right in front of me, that's kind of OP. Up critical, ooh, projectile speed and damage, or range. Projectile speed does give me damage though because they orbit and then hit faster. Bit to the southwest here. Again, the submarines are kind of boxing me in though. Oh, we are way past that. Damage reduction, doubloons, move speeds. How much does that give? Not that much. I'd probably rather have the survivability then. All healing effects. I've never seen that before. Okay. Sounds decent. Oh, we gained some recovery off of that as well. Or I have 2 recovery. So I guess you have some healing multiplier by default? We definitely haven't been regening any HP, right? Health, remove chosen treasure, 500 doubloons. I don't think there's anything we need to remove. Oh, I do need to remove that since it doesn't work with the anchors. So I can do that. 'What was I going for next? The items over there, if I have enough time. We can probably get one of them, maybe? With 3 minutes left. If I can head mostly directly there and not have the submarines block me a lot. They do a lot of damage if you're near them as they come up. I think those ships actually drop little swimmers that come at you when they die, but I just blend stuff so fast it doesn't even matter now. Faster in the shifting isles, 1 treasure into a random treasure, 500 doubloons. So I guess that would have been better, but I think if we leave the slot open now, it'll be easier to try and get the last fish. Because if we have all of them full, we get that one pickup where it's like healing or doubloons or remove one thing. Bit to the southwest. then we just need to get a lot of levels to get more chances at the fish, I guess. Fishing rods. So we need the sea bass. Remove all fish, granting 300 doubloons for each one. That's not particularly helpful. We have over 4,000. Extra item slots back, I guess. Can I see what he does now? I guess I need to collect the harpoon. Oh, maybe we could do that like right at the end? So that I don't lose the amount from the one thing. So we're kind of close to that, but I'll probably instantly kill the boss with how high my damage is, I guess. Armor, doubloons, experience. I'll do that, since we might have to play kind of risky here to get the harpoon as well, and not throw the run. Almost there, just need to focus on avoiding him so he doesn't run into my blender and die. No! Don't run at me! You'll die! You have so much to live for, Squidman! Think of all the Squid Games you could play. Wait, can I not do this during the boss fight? No! I can't get the harpoons now, dang it. Alright, we'll just go and blend him, I guess. Bye-bye. Oh, we got an unlock for only having one weapon, at least. And also melee weapons. So I can almost max out the meta progression. You have to pay them, like, wages or something. Oh, you get something on that run for having them. Okay. So I get whatever marksman is if I collect harpoon while he's on the run. And if you collect all 3 fish, you gain 900 doubloons? That seems terrible. Why would you ever do that? What? Like, you're paying him 3,100. You're giving up 3 levels and 3 item slots, well, 2 item slots after that, for 900 doubloons? That seems terrible, what? And you're giving up an item slot for that in case you lose the run just to keep them? I feel like I'm missing something here. But the game does feel a lot better with the mouse movements. I do like the item system. I think it's not too bad. It was one of the earlier, like, boat survivors games that I saw, if you're really into that. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.